Wait, before you skip this, answer one question honestly.
Why can you understand English? But when it's time to speak, you suddenly go silent?
You know the words, you've studied for years.
But your mouth doesn't move. Your mind freezes, and confidence disappears.
What if I told you? The problem is not your English.
It's the way you've been learning it.
And today we're about to change that.
No boring grammar, no complicated rules.
Just real conversation and real practice and real results.
7 powerful lessons. That will help you start speaking faster than you ever thought possible.
So don't just listen,
Speak with us.
because by the end of this podcast,
You won't just understand English.
you'll start speaking it. Let me ask you something honestly. When you try to speak English, what happens first in your mind?
You don't speak immediately, right? You pause. You think in your own language. Then you try to convert it into English.
And in that moment, everything becomes slow.
You start searching for words. You doubt your sentence. And suddenly, you lose confidence.
This is the real problem, not your vocabulary, not your grammar.
It's translation.
When you translate, your brain is doing double work.
First thinking, then converting, then speaking.
That's why even simple sentences feel difficult.
But here's the truth. Fluent speakers don't translate.
They think directly in English.
And that is the skill you need to build.
Let's try something right now.
Don't think too much. Just answer.
What are you doing right now?
I am listening to this podcast.
Did you translate that?
No, it came naturally.
Exactly, because it's simple.
That's where you start.
Most learners make a big mistake,
They try to speak complex sentences too early.
and then they get stuck.
Instead, use small, easy sentences.
Like this, I am tired.
I am hungry.
I like this.
These are powerful.
Because they train your brain to think in English.
At first, it may feel strange,
Your brain will try to go back to your native language.
but don't let it.
Force yourself gently.
When you see something, say it in English.
You see a phone, say, "This is my phone."
You drink water, say, I am drinking water.
Again and again.
Slowly, your brain will change.
This is how fluency starts.
Not from big words, but from small habits.
And here's something important.
Don't be afraid of simple English.
Simple English is real English.
Fluent speakers don't always use difficult words.
They use clear, natural sentences.
So stop trying to impress.
Start trying to express.
There is a big difference.
When you focus on expressing, you speak more.
When you focus on impressing, you freeze.
And freezing kills your confidence.
So from today,
No more translating.
no more overthinking.
Just simple thoughts in English.
Even if it's broken, even if it's slow.
Keep going.
Because one day,
You will realize something amazing.
you are no longer translating.
You are thinking in English.
And that is the moment. Everything changes.
Let me ask you something. How many hours do you spend learning English, but not actually speaking it?
You watch videos, you read books, you listen. But when it's time to speak, you stay silent.
That's the hidden problem.
Because English is not just something you understand, it's something you do.
Speaking is a skill.
And every skill needs daily practice,
Not once a week, not when you feel ready.
every single day.
Now you might say, I don't have anyone to practice with.
Good, because you don't need anyone to start.
You can practice alone.
And this is where most people feel uncomfortable.
Talking to yourself feels strange at first,
But that's exactly why it works.
because there's no pressure,
No judgment.
no fear of mistakes.
Just you and your voice.
Let's make it simple.
Start with your daily life.
When you wake up, say,
I am waking up.
when you brush your teeth,
I am brushing my teeth.
when you check your phone,
I am checking my phone.
these small sentences build your confidence.
You are training your mouth, your brain, your flow.
And slowly speaking becomes natural.
Here's another powerful habit.
Talk about your day.
In the morning, say what you will do.
Today I will go to work.
I will meet my friend.
At night, say what you did.
I watched a movie.
I ate dinner with my family.
This is real speaking practice,
Not memorizing, not repeating.
but creating your own sentences.
And that's how fluency grows.
Now listen carefully.
You don't need perfect grammar here.
You don't need perfect pronunciation,
You just need to speak.
even if you make mistakes.
Even if you repeat words.
Keep going.
Because silence is your biggest enemy.
The more you stay silent, the harder it becomes.
But the more you speak, the easier it gets.
So make a rule for yourself.
No day without speaking English.
Even 5 minutes.
Even 2 minutes.
It counts.
Because consistency beats intensity.
Small daily practice, big long-term results.
And one day,
You will notice something
you are speaking without fear,
without stopping.
without overthinking,
And it all started.
with you speaking alone. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. Trying to sound perfect is the biggest reason you can't speak.
You wait. You think. You try to build the perfect sentence.
And while you're doing that, the moment to speak is gone.
This is why you freeze.
Because perfection creates pressure.
And pressure kills your confidence.
But here's the truth.
You don't need perfect English to communicate.
You need simple English.
Clear English.
Real English.
Let's look at this.
Instead of saying, I would like to express my happiness regarding this situation.
Just say, I'm happy.
Instead of saying, I'm experiencing fatigue.
Say, I'm tired.
See the difference?
Simple is faster.
Simple is natural.
And simple is powerful.
But many learners think,
If I use simple English, people will think I'm weak.
that's not true.
Fluent speakers use simple English every day.
Because communication is the goal, not showing off.
When you try to impress,
You make things complicated.
when you try to express,
You make things clear.
and clarity is confidence.
Let's try a quick example.
Imagine someone asks you, what did you do today?
Don't search for big words.
Just answer simply.
I went to work.
I talked to my friend.
I watched a video.
That's enough.
You are communicating.
And that's what matters.
Now listen carefully.
Fluency is not about using difficult words
It's about speaking smoothly,
without stopping.
without fear,
And simple English helps you do that.
because your brain doesn't struggle.
Your sentences come faster.
Your confidence grows.
So from today,
Stop chasing perfection.
stop waiting for the perfect sentence.
Start speaking with what you already know.
Use easy words
Use short sentences,
and speak more.
because the more you speak,
The better you become,
and one day,
without even realizing it,
your simple English.
will become fluent English.
Let me ask you something. When you listen to English, do you just hear it? Or do you actually learn from it?
Most people just hear English like background noise.
Music is playing, a video is running, but their brain is not paying attention.
And that's why their speaking doesn't improve.
Because listening without focus is just noise.
But listening with attention is training.
This is what we call listening like a learner.
Not just enjoying, but observing.
Not just hearing, but understanding how English works.
Let's break it down.
When you listen to someone speaking English,
Don't just understand the meaning.
notice how they build the sentence.
Notice the words they choose.
Notice how they connect words.
And most importantly, notice the rhythm,
English has a flow,
a natural music.
and if you don't hear that flow,
You can't speak naturally.
let's try a simple example.
Listen to this sentence.
I'm going to the market.
Now say it.
Not word by word.
But as one smooth sentence.
I'm going to the market.
That's how native speakers talk.
They don't stop after every word.
They connect everything.
This is called natural flow.
And you learn it by listening carefully.
Now here's something powerful.
Repeat what you hear.
Immediately.
Don't wait.
Don't overthink,
Just copy.
even if it's not perfect.
Even if your pronunciation is not clear.
Keep repeating.
Because your brain learns through imitation.
The more you listen and repeat.
The more natural your speaking becomes.
And here's a small challenge for you.
Next time you listen to English,
Pause after every sentence.
and repeat it out loud
Again and again.
until it feels smooth,
Not forced.
but natural.
This is how you train your tongue
Your ears,
and your confidence.
all at the same time.
So from today,
Don't just listen for fun.
listen to learn.
Listen to copy.
Listen to become.
Because one day,
You won't just understand English.
you will sound like it.
There is a secret technique, something powerful, something almost every fluent English speaker has used, but very few learners know about it.
And the best part, it doesn't require talent. It doesn't require years. It just requires consistency.
It's called shadowing,
Not just listening, not just repeating later.
but speaking at the same time or immediately after.
You hear a sentence, and you follow it like a shadow.
No pause, no delay, no overthinking.
Just listen and speak.
At first, it will feel difficult.
Your tongue will struggle.
Your mind will try to catch up.
You might miss words,
You might feel lost
but that's normal.
because your brain is learning speed.
And fluency is speed with clarity.
Let's try something simple.
Listen carefully.
I'm going to call my friend later.
Now repeat it immediately.
I'm going to call my friend later.
Don't stop.
Don't think.
Just copy the sound.
Now again.
I'm going to call my friend later.
Notice something?
Each time it becomes easier.
Each time it becomes smoother.
This is how your mouth learns English,
Not from studying rules.
but from copying real speech.
And here's something important.
Don't focus only on words.
Focus on the feeling,
The rhythm,
the speed.
the emotion.
English is not just language.
It's sound.
And shadowing trains you to match that sound.
Now let's go deeper.
Choose a short audio.
Maybe 10 seconds.
Listen once.
Then play it again,
And shadow it
again and again.
5 times
10 times,
until your voice starts to match.
until it feels natural.
Don't worry if you don't understand every word.
Understanding will come later.
Right now, your focus is speaking.
Flow.
Confidence.
This is training your speaking muscles.
Just like going to the gym,
At first it's hard.
but slowly.
You get stronger.
Now imagine this.
You do shadowing every day.
5 minutes.
10 minutes.
What will happen after 1 week?
You speak faster.
After 1 month?
You sound more natural.
After 3 months?
You feel confident speaking without fear.
That's the power of this technique.
But only if you stay consistent.
Not once in a while.
Not when you feel motivated.
Every day.
Even when you don't feel like it.
Because discipline builds fluency.
Not motivation.
And here's the final truth.
You don't become fluent by thinking about English.
You become fluent by speaking it.
Again and again.
Faster and better each time.
So from today,
Start shadowing.
follow the sound.
Match the voice.
And one day,
You won't be copying anymore.
you will be speaking naturally.
Let's talk about the one thing that is silently stopping you from speaking English.
Fear.
Not grammar, not vocabulary.
Fear of making mistakes.
You're scared people will laugh.
You're scared you'll say something wrong.
You're scared you won't sound perfect.
So what do?
You stay quiet.
You wait.
You delay speaking.
And that is the biggest mistake.
Because silence feels safe.
But it's actually holding you back.
Let me tell you something important.
Mistakes are not your enemy.
They are your teachers.
Every mistake shows you something new,
Every wrong sentence is a step forward.
but only if you speak.
Think about a child learning to speak.
Do they speak perfectly?
No,
They make mistakes all the time,
but they keep speaking.
and that's why they improve.
Now look at yourself.
You know more words than a child,
You understand more grammar.
but you speak less
Why?
because of fear.
And that fear is not real.
It's in your mind.
Most people are not judging you.
And even if they do,
It doesn't matter.
because you are learning,
You are growing.
you are improving.
Let's change your mindset.
From today,
Don't try to speak perfectly.
try to speak freely.
Don't aim for no mistakes.
Aim for more speaking.
Because the more you speak,
The better you become.
let's try something.
Say a simple sentence.
Even if it's not perfect.
I go market yesterday.
Is it perfect?
No.
Is it understandable?
Yes.
That's communication.
And that's what matters.
Now improve it slowly.
I went to the market yesterday.
See?
Improvement comes after speaking, not before.
This is very important.
If you wait to be perfect before speaking,
You will never speak.
but if you speak first,
Perfection will come later.
step by step.
Mistake by mistake.
Now here's a powerful rule.
Make at least 10 mistakes every day.
Yes, 10 mistakes.
Because if you're not making mistakes,
You're not trying enough,
you're staying in your comfort zone.
and growth never happens there.
So break that comfort.
Speak even when you feel nervous.
Speak even when you're unsure.
Speak even when your voice shakes.
Because courage comes from action.
Not from waiting.
And every time you speak,
Your fear becomes smaller.
your confidence becomes stronger.
Until one day,
You realize something has changed.
you are no longer afraid.
You are speaking freely,
Without fear.
without hesitation.
Without overthinking.
And it all started
When you decided
to stop fearing mistakes.
and start speaking anyway.
Let me ask you one final question. Why are you learning English?
To pass exams, to watch videos, to understand others.
Or to actually speak and connect with people?
Because here's the truth.
English is not a subject.
It's a skill.
And skills are not learned by studying alone.
They are built through real use.
This is where most learners fail.
They learn English, but they don't live it.
They memorize words, but never use them in real conversations.
They understand everything, but say nothing.
And that's why fluency feels so far away
Because fluency comes from interaction,
from real conversations.
from asking, answering, reacting.
Let's make it simple.
A real conversation doesn't need big words.
It needs connection.
Let's try one.
I'll ask you a question.
And you answer naturally.
What do you usually do in your free time?
I watch movies. And sometimes I listen to podcasts.
That's it.
Simple, real, natural.
Now let's continue.
What kind of movies do you like?
I like action movies. They're exciting.
See what's happening?
We are not thinking too much.
We are not translating.
We are just responding.
This is real English.
And this is what you need to practice.
Now you might say, I don't have someone to talk to.
But you can create conversations.
Ask yourself questions.
Answer them out loud.
Or imagine a situation.
Like ordering food.
Can I have a burger, please?
Would you like anything else?
Yes, I'd like a drink.
You are building real-life speaking skills.
And your brain starts to prepare for real situations.
Another powerful way,
Join online conversations.
speak with friends.
Even short conversations help.
Because every time you speak,
You are training your confidence,
your speed.
your natural flow.
And here's something important.
Don't memorize full conversations.
Understand the pattern.
Learn how questions and answers work.
Then create your own.
Because real conversations are unpredictable.
And you need to be ready.
Not perfect, but ready.
Now imagine this.
You practice real conversations every day.
Just a few minutes.
What will happen?
You will stop freezing.
You will respond faster.
You will feel more comfortable.
And slowly.
English becomes part of your life,
Not something you study.
but something you use.
And that is the final step of fluency.
Using English without fear,
Without effort.
without thinking too much.
Just speaking. Naturally.
So from today,
Don't just learn English.
live it.
Speak it.
Use it every chance you get.
Because fluency doesn't come from knowing more.
It comes from using what you already know.
And once you start doing that,
There is no limit to how far you can go.